Hey, this is Mike from Drive80.com, and this is my series on how to make After Effects non-scary. And today we're going to be learning about opacity. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the project window here. We're going to make a new comp. So we can either click on this comp down here, or we're going to learn quick keys, as I call them, and hit Command K if you're on a Mac. Actually, I'm sorry, you're going to hit Command N, as in new. Okay, great. 1920 by 1080 is perfect because that's typically high res, unless you're working in like 4K, but we don't have to worry about that. Frame rate, we'll just keep it at 23, and duration over 2 minutes, that's fine. Hit OK. Great. So if we want to change the background color, we hit Command K, and we could have done this in the first place, but I forgot to. So we'll find like a nice color to put that's fun. It's blue. There we go. Looks great. Alright, we got this blue color right here, and we need an object on the stage that we need to be able to use the opacity because there's nothing in the layers right now. So to get that, we're going to hit Q to get this rectangle. If you hit it once, you get the rectangle. If you keep hitting it, you'll notice the shapes will change to rounded corners, to circle, to hexagon, star, and back to square. So we're going to move a square around. So we're going to draw this in here a little bit. Now, this might happen to you if you are if you are drawing on the stage, and that all this means is that your settings are a little wacky. You might have been working on a previous project, which I have. So what we're going to do here is that my stroke is at 99 and my fill is at blue. So we can change this real quick. I can make my fill to be white, and then I want to get rid of this stroke. So I can either click on the stroke and hit this X for none, or I can just drag this down. And if I hold shift, I'll go a little faster. Okay, so I'm going to deselect this with shift command A, and I'm going to hit V to select it. Now in here, we're going to just focus on opacity. Now to do that, all your transform options are on here. You got anchor, position, scale, rotation, opacity. Now to get opacity, you'd think we'd hit O, which would be incorrect because O will actually jump you to the end of your object on the stage or in the video. I always call it a stage. I apologize if that's wrong, but I've been working in Flash for forever, or I was. Anyway, all right, back to the beginning. Hit I. I'm going to hit T for transparency, I'm guessing. And I'm going to zoom in on this right now with hitting the plus button, and you'll see that I just zoomed in on the time. So we're going to just kind of stop. We're going to cap this at 3 seconds. And if you watch my previous videos, you'll see that N will close your workspace and on the right, and B will close it on the left. So if I had my time indicator here and hit B as in boy, it would close it here. So I'm rendering preview, it would just stick within this area and just what's the word? It would go back to the beginning. Yeah, I can't think of anything right now. Great. So loop. That's the word. Wow. All right, so as in any other tutorial I've given, the way you have to add opacity or anything is you have to add a keyframe. So what we're going to do here is we need to have it a start position for what the keyframe is going to be. So I'm going to hit this little watch right here, and that's going to set a keyframe. That basically means that at this point here, we told it that there's a value that this will be, and from anything past that, unless we tell it otherwise, it will stay that way. In this case, we want it to be 100, and then here we're going to add another one. So we go back to the first one by hitting this little arrow here, or if we were here and we hit J, as in Joseph, and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, we would go back to the beginning, but that's another little fun tidbit for you. If I hit K, as in Kevin, we'd go forward to the next keyframe. So we're going to hit J and go backwards. Here, we're going to change this little box to be 0. Now this right here is annoying me, so I'm just going to fix it real quick. I'm going to hit Y, hit Command, bring it to the middle. I'm going to hit V. All right, great. Shift Command A, get out of it. All right, so 0. We're going to 0 this out to be here, and you'll see as I move it forward, it's going to progress up to 100. Now, if we hit N and we just do a RAM preview of this, we'll see that it's blinking and it's slowly coming into 0. Now I move it left, it'll be a lot faster, which you'll see here. So it comes in faster. There you go. And if you want to fade in and fade out, at this point, we don't have to hit this diamond. We can just drag it down to 0 and it'll make it a diamond for you. And we preview it, it'll be in and out. And that's it. And if we hit this loop here, it'll show, if I hit N, it'll make it look like it's looping in and out. But the way that this video is set up is that we set it to like 2 minutes or something. So if you're going to render this thing out at the end and you're going to have this workspace opened all the way, basically what's going to happen is it's going to fade in and out, and that's it. That's all it's going to do the entire time. So if we were rendering out, we'd make sure that this piece would, if we only wanted it to loop, we'd hit N, and I hit 0, Control 0 to render, to RAM preview. And then it would create a video that would be 17 frames. Let's see, yeah, 17 frames, which is less than a second because 24 frames is a second. And then it would do that. Now we upload it to Facebook or Instagram, those players automatically loop. If this was uploaded to YouTube, it would stop because YouTube doesn't loop unless you hit the little replay button in the bottom left, but then you're physically doing it. But on Facebook and Instagram, you're actually looping. So if this is what you wanted to have on Facebook or Instagram, this is your video, then you would, before you rendered it, you would have it just do this. Now, if we were going to take this same idea and maybe we're going to have it say, if you're selling a product, maybe what we can do is get rid of this. We'll hit Command T to get the text tool, and we'll say sale, and hit Command Return to get out of that. And we want this to blink, so we can go and do that. So I'm just going to expand the size of this, and I'm going to center it. If I go down here to my Align box, and I hit Center and Center, because it's centering to the composition, it will put it right in the middle here. Now I want this thing to blink. Gave you a little bit extra there, but that's fine. So what we're going to do is just blink this. So zoom in, go to the beginning and hit I, hit Command or Option T, which will put that keyframe there instead of hitting this clock or the diamond. I'll go a little bit out, and I'll do either Option T again, or if I undo that with Command Z, and I hit this diamond, it'll put it there. Or if I just quickly do that and bring it back to 0, it'll put another diamond there, which is kind of a waste. It seems kind of stupid to do that. And then I'm going to put another one here by Command or Option T. I'm going to hit J to go back. And I want to keep that at 100, so I'm going to hit I to go to the beginning. And I'm going to hit this to come down. And I'm going to go back to here. The faster way to do that is if I was here and I hit K as in Kevin and Kevin again, it's just going to jump between keyframes. And I'm going to bring it down. So if I preview it, it's basically saying sale. So if you have an Instagram page or a Facebook page and you are selling a product, oops, sorry about that, then that's a good way to have someone grab their attention. So that's like one benefit of opacity. I typically don't like opacity to introduce anything because I think it looks kind of lame, but I've seen some things online that have been pretty cool that people do, but just to have things fade in and fade out just looks kind of crappy and just kind of blah, so I usually use scale or rotation or position to move things out. But yeah, I'll stay away from opacity. Now, if we wanted to keep this up here, there's really not a lot of stuff you can do with opacity that I'm thinking of, but maybe we'll play with the graph tool a little bit, and we'll also keep this up. So let's say you wanted to keep it up just a little bit longer. I would drag this out, and I'd hold Shift just so it locks to here. And then the problem here is it's going back down to this value of 0, and I don't want it to do that. I want it to stay at opacity of 100 here. There's a couple ways I can do that. I can scrub to here, and I can just drag this number right. Command Z to undo that. I can also hit the diamond and then do that, which seems like an extra step that's pointless. Or I can hit Option T and then bring this up again, which seems pointless. So the fastest way really to do that is just to take this and move it up because it'll create its own diamond and it'll keep it there. Now if I RAM preview this again, it's going to stay up and go down, stay up, go down, stay up, go down. Now if I want to make it longer, I would just take these two diamonds and I would move them to the right. So now it should stay up just a bit longer. There you go. That's it. And now you'll see that if the work area was extended here, it's going to jump, the current time indicator is going to do a hard jump back to the beginning without kind of scrubbing left to do so. And you'll see that if now I was gonna make a video that looked like that, I'd probably just render it where that stayed open. So it'd be, so sail comes in, it goes out, waits a couple seconds, comes in and it comes out. So it's really your preference on how you want it to look, but I would probably just have it start again from the beginning. So I hit N, gonna just preview this by hitting Control 0, and that would be it. That would be my cool thing that it's doing. And I also want to make sure, yeah, okay, my RAM preview is at 24. Perfect. I hit Command K. Yeah, that's about right. All right, cool. If I want to give it a little bit of a smoother motion, I'm going to select these diamonds here, and I'm going to hit this little graph editor. And if I can't see where it is, first thing you want to make sure is that you're on Edit Speed Graph, which I am. And then if I can't see the points, I can hit minus to kind of zoom out, but it's not showing. So I hit this little thing right here, Fit Graphs to View. It will show me these points of what I want to edit. So I'm going to hit minus sign to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to just kind of control. So what I did there is I clicked and I dragged a box over these points. Now, right now it's just linear, but if I open this up again to the right, which I can't see at the moment, I'm going to close this down. There we go. And I'm going to hit this guy. So now it's going to give a little bit of a smoother motion. I can zoom in again and say, all right, well, let me be a little playful here. Like maybe this look a little weirder. So there we go. So it gives it a little bit more life. And yeah, so I undid that and see, here we go. All right, so here we go. It's going in and out. Now, if I get out of the graph editor, I can also duplicate this. So I can hit Command D, and it creates another layer. But the problem is I can't see the other one because it's behind it. So I just have to move this up. And I'm going to take this one and move it down. And so now we can see there's a difference in these movements. So I have this clicked here. Nope, I have to make sure that all these guys are selected. So I just clicked on opacity. Now if I didn't do it like that and I clicked this watch, it would erase all of those keyframes. But I'm going to Command Z and undo that. I'm going to click this, and then I'm going to go to the graph editor. Thank you. And I'm going to mess with this a little bit and see what kind of funky thing I can do. So it'll be here, this guy here, and let's play it. Now you'll see there's a bit of a difference. There's a little lag in the two. And that's what the graph editor does. It just gives it a little bit more life. And what it's doing is, if I hold H, or if I hold spacebar and select, it can move it up and down. So it's basically saying speed in real fast, and then here speed down real fast. And then just be straight across, and then here like speed up, and then kind of slowly kind of come out. And you'll see that it'll do that. See, it's like just a little bit of time. It's fading out. And that's it. So that's what I've got for the opacity tool. If you have any suggestions on something else you'd like to learn with it, let me know by commenting under this video, wherever it's being hosted, if it's on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook. I yet to know where I'm going to put this. But leave a comment, and if you want to have me dive into it a little bit more, let me know. If not, then you can also email me at mike@drive80.com. Let me bring this down a little bit. There we go. All right, cool. And that's my email address. You can email me, ask me any questions you want. And that's it. So thank you for watching this.